Greetings and welcome to another episode of Wild Mouse. I am your host, Taylor Bartle, and I am joined today by another new Wild Mouse All-Star. In fact, two of them making their third appearance on the show. Well, third appearance on the main feed, technically fourth appearance on the show. If you're a premium pass holder over on Patreon, you would have heard our very exciting episode about Mickey-shaped things. But please welcome back to the show, Rob and Miriam Porter.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, not too bad.
All right. Well, this is your first time, again, like I said, at least on the main feed, where you guys get to stay dry. We're not doing any water-based rides this time.
No wet rides or food. So
No wet food?
no wet food.
Gross. I don't like it.
It's like soup and stuff.
I don't like it.
Nobody calls soup wet food.
We're going to now. We're going to start a new thing.
Stop trying to make streets ahead of thing.
You want a bowl of wet food? Or
It's such a weird thing to say.
That's something you say to a dog.
Right.
But no, today we are talking about a different mountain. We are staying in the mountain theme, and we are headed to outer space to discuss the five, I think there's five, the only space mountain. Now, I understand, Miriam, you've been on 3?
I've been on 3, yep. Disneyland,
As have I.
Disney World, and Hong Kong.
Okay, I have been on Disneyland, Disney World, and Disneyland Paris.
We're going to add that in February, so I'll have 4
nice.
under my belt in February.
I've just stayed on the mainland U.S. and
barely likes to go on the ones.
it's okay.
When we were dating, we went on Space Mountain, and he got really sick.
Oh, really?
To be fair, we went on like rides. We went on 5 rides in like an hour because there were no lines, and so it was like too much too fast, and yeah, I didn't feel well.
You had just eaten a bunch of wet food.
Yep, just like a cone of wet food.
Or as the normal people call ice cream.
Ice cream. It's true.
So now is it just like a psychosomatic thing that every time you go on Space Mountain, you're scared you're going to...
I've just never been a huge roller coaster guy. Definitely don't like ups and downs, corkscrews, that kind of stuff. And then this one being dark actually almost makes it worse. But I do it because you have to do it. Like you go to Disneyland, you have to go on Space Mountain, and it makes Miriam happy. So
it can't be that bad.
When our daughter, the one who's sitting in the room right now with us, when first time we went to Disney, probably not the first time we went to Disneyland, first time she was old enough to ride it, we forced her to get on it, and she didn't know what was going to come. And when she got off, she was crying and like refused to talk to us. She was so mad. What, like 6 maybe?
Yeah. She's a real tall 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So we were mean parents.
Yeah.
When we went to Disney World last year, my niece went on Goofy's Barnstormer, which is like a little kid roller coaster. But afterwards, her dad was like, "So did you like that?" And she just goes, "No."
Matter of fact.
Okay, so Space Mountain, I gotta admit, I thought this was an original ride from like opening day of Disneyland. I didn't realize that not only did it not open in Disneyland until 1977, but it actually opened in Disney World first.
Yeah, I always associate just the shape of it with Disneyland, like because you can see it from the entrance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I'm like, oh, that must have always been there, which it has since I've been alive. But
also, can you imagine going on Space Mountain in 1977? How that blew their minds? Like they just started driving.
I think your concept of history is off.
But still, I mean, come on.
I mean, they had just been to the moon less than 10 years earlier. Allegedly. Yeah, Kevin Nesgoda, another Wild Mouse All-Star, he is terrified of Space Mountain because he thinks he's going to get decapitated.
Right? Yeah,
no, not right.
If you're over like 5.5 feet tall, it feels like you're going to lose your head, like on every turn. You know, you're a tall man.
Yeah, and I'm not scared at all. I put my hands up. Brooke and Robin Lopez can ride it, and they're both over 7 feet. So,
Okay, that's fair. I
but
feel
I
the same
do
way about Thunder Mountain Railroad though when it does that dip when it looks
Thunder
like
Mountain for sure. I'll do one of these where I'm like, ugh, and pull my hands down real quick because yeah, that looks like you're gonna whack your knuckles.
yeah, it's more of the dark on Space Mountain where I'm like, anything could be coming at my head. I won't know it until it's too late. So,
I mean, yeah, that's a valid concern. So, like I said, originally opened. Well, it was supposed to open in Disneyland first, but it was going to be called Space Voyage, and I don't really understand why. I don't know if it was a technological thing or if it was just people were not ready for space, but the whole idea got scrapped until Disney World got built, and they were like, let's try that Space Mountain thing again.
yeah, so this says that the initial concept was to have 4 separate tracks, but they like couldn't do it with the technology and the space that they had at Disneyland at the time. So they just shelved it until Disney World opened. They could kind of start, have as much space as they needed. So
It's not still 4 tracks though, is it?
no, I think Disney World is 2, and
Okay.
then everywhere else, I think like Disneyland is 1. I don't know about overseas because I haven't been there, but
Hong Kong only has one.
Hong Kong only has 1.
I'm pretty sure Paris only has one.
At the time that I went on the Hong Kong one, that was pretty much the only like main roller coaster in Hong Kong Disney. And so we went on it like, I don't know, 8 or 9 times in a row. You just kept getting back on it. It's fun. They have a good picture in the Hong Kong Disney.
You have a good picture, or they just have a good spot for pictures?
Their photo op. So you know how like the one at Disneyland and Disney World, it just like takes a picture of you going through the tunnel. The one in Hong Kong, it's like it takes a picture as you're going down, so you can actually pose, kind of like on Space Mountain. So
You mean Splash Mountain.
yeah, Splash Mountain, like you can pose. So when we went on it, we figured out when the camera was, and then we did a bunch of different silly poses because we went on it so many times. So our photo's great, and you know me, I love a souvenir photo.
Yeah, the one in Florida, I feel like it takes a photo at a weird time because all the photos I have are from the side.
Yeah.
That's a strange photo angle on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the one at Disneyland, it like takes it in the tunnel, but you can't really tell where the camera is because of all the flashing lights that occur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're already just bombarded with lights.
Yeah, you have no idea where the camera is.
Yeah. One thing about the one in Florida, which like maybe this is the reason they can get away with it being 2 tracks, is it's single car. Like the cars are not side by side. It's single file. And I think it's 3 people per car. So it's not a very big vehicle. And it also like doesn't, I guess it kind of resembles like the nose of a spaceship, but it doesn't really look like a
pointed almost.
Yeah, but then like rounded at the end, like I don't know. It's not like a rocket ship.
Right.
Which I guess the one at Disneyland is even less like a rocket ship.
Those are just like rectangles.
They're basically just like a roller coaster car.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, you'll get the space theme. It's like dark and there's flashing lights. You understand.
You know, there's stars and shit. So they wanted to continue the mountain theme that was started by the Matterhorn, which at the time was kind of the only mountain in a Disney park. It wasn't like Splash Mountain was already there or Big Thunder Mountain was already there. But for whatever reason, Walt just loved mountains. And so they decided if we're going to do Space Voyage, why not make it Space Mountain?
I mean, it's a good plan. It kind of creates like a visual anchor point for each of their lands. You know, like Tomorrowland has, you can always find out where it is because you can see Space Mountain and whatever Matterhorn is.
Frontierland?
Frontier.
No,
that's Thunder Mountain is in Frontierland. Matterhorn's just kind of in the middle of the park, but
yeah. Is it technically in Fantasyland?
Maybe.
Kinda. Well, I mean, it's close to where Small World is, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aero Development Company, the same company that designed the Matterhorn's roller coaster systems, was partnered with WED, which I don't know what that is. Oh, it's Imagineering. I don't know what WED stands for.
Walt Entertainment Disney.
That makes sense. Sure. Yeah. That's probably what it is.
Oh.
But so the Imagineers teamed up with this Aero Development Company, and the initial concept, as Rob said, was to have 4 separate tracks, but the technology was not available. And so combined with the amount of space required versus that which was available with Disneyland, made such a design impossible. Basically what Rob said earlier. In 1969, they started building in Disney World in the Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland. And I mean, in Florida, there's still so much space in Florida that they could add on if they wanted to.
Yeah, they have like just square miles of space.
Yeah, it's a fucking swamp.
Right. Exactly.
That's the biggest advantage that Florida has over California, is that anytime they want to expand, they can.
Literally the only advantage Florida has over California in anything.
In any capacity. Yeah.
They just have wasteland that you can use for something.
Yeah, California, they basically got to build on top of stuff.
Right.
And that's why you're seeing so many rethemes and, like, I guess they haven't really done any full teardowns, but why they're doing, Disneyland Forward is taking over a parking lot. It's because that's all they can do. They're in the middle of a city.
Right. They could tear down Angel Stadium and build something there.
Sure.
Get rid of that eyesore.
Like I said, in 1969, they started building, but they originally were going to build outside the park on the opposite side of the train tracks. Card Walker, the CEO of Walt Disney Productions at the time, convinced RCA chairman Robert Sarnoff to sponsor the new attraction. RCA was contracted by Disney to provide the communications hardware for the Walt Disney World Resort, and their contract stated that if Disney presented an attraction of interest, RCA would provide $10 million to support it. Space Mountain opened on January 15th, 1975.
Man,
so
Disney
was it...
They're so good at getting other people to pay for stuff.
Which is crazy because they're like the second largest company in the world.
Right?
Because they don't pay for their own stuff.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, I guess if you don't pay for anything, then you're always going to have money. So was it originally called like RCA Presents Space Mountain or like Mountain presented by RCA?
Probably. So I feel like there's been other stuff that's been sponsored. Like wasn't what do they call that?
I mean, Autopia is sponsored by Honda.
Autopia is sponsored by Honda. They used to have that ride in Tomorrowland I use the term loosely, where you sit there and it's like the theater rotates and they give you the like World of Tomorrow or whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That was sponsored by like GM or somebody, something like, or General Electric, something like that. So they know what they're doing.
Sure. Yeah.
Test Track sponsored by
Honda, I believe, as well.
Is that Honda too?
I know it's sponsored by some sort of car company because, like, after you're done, you can do all that extra car stuff where you make your own car and stuff.
Yep. Oh, it's GM. Test Track is sponsored by GM.
So apparently there's no exclusivity clauses in any of these contracts. So Space Mountain was almost immediately a hit over in Florida. So in 1977, Disneyland opened their own version. It had a 1,100 seat space stage and a 650 seat Space Place fast food restaurant, as well as WCW Starcade. That doesn't sound right.
No, I think it's a different Starcade.
Only one R.
Sting was not there, so
only one R.
I'm pretty sure the Space Place, that fast food restaurant, is now the
Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet?
Yeah,
that would make sense.
And I remember the theater, the space stage being there, but I don't know what they do now with that space.
Yeah, I don't remember a space stage. I have no idea.
They had like a, I want to say there was like a Star Wars show there where they would just, it was like 15 minutes long and they just cut together clips of all the movies and like showed them, and there were effects and stuff.
Wait, is it where Launch Bay is?
I think so.
Okay, so that would make sense.
Launch Bay took over that.
Speaking of things that need to be torn down.
Yeah, right.
Whoever goes into Launch Bay?
I tried once and they were like, this is closed for a private event. And I was like, okay, so I'm never coming back here.
It's basically a Star Wars museum. Like, who cares?
The people that paid $4 billion to George Lucas and are trying to make their money back care.
How are you going to make your money back when nobody uses it? So 6 of the original 7 Mercury astronauts attended Space Mountain's opening, including Scott Carpenter, Gordon Cooper, Senator John Glenn, Wally Schirra, Alan Shepard, and Deke Slayton. I know one of those names.
Mm-hmm.
The lone exception was Gus Grissom, not because he didn't want to, but because he was dead.
Died in the Apollo 1 fire.
Yeah, he had been dead for a while.
Yep.
It opened on Memorial Day, or May 27th. It might have been Memorial Day, or just Memorial Day weekend. But the Memorial Day attendance record was actually broken because of the opening of Space Mountain, with 185,500 guests over the 3-day period.
That's a lot of people.
I wonder how that compares to just an average day today.
Right?
Because I feel like that's not really that many.
It feels like a lot.
I mean, it sounds like a lot, but...
They also have like 2 parks now and like more stuff.
The average daily attendance at Disneyland, the latest numbers are about 46,000 a day. So that's
about a little less than 150,000 over a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, now it used to be about 50,000 pre-COVID before they started doing the reservations. But
okay, so 185,000 is a pretty goddamn big number.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely more.
For 1977?
Right?
I feel like
yeah.
it's huge.
Yeah, like you were saying, there was only one park then. This was before California Adventure, so.
And there's really only 2, so 77, there's Matterhorn and this, and then Jungle Cruise and all the Storybook Land rides. There's not a ton of big stuff yet, so.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
So the Space Mountain at Disneyland was designed by Bill Watkins of Walt Disney Imagineering and included a tubular steel track. Tubular, dude.
Tubular.
And, of course, due to space limitations, only consisted of 1 track as opposed to Magic Kingdom's 2. So it's funny, it has 2 tracks, but only single-file cars. So it seems like it's the same amount of people going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's probably the same amount.
And I feel like, sometimes you could do the 2 separate routes like they do on Temple of the Forbidden Eye. So it's like a different experience when you go through. But it's super dark and there's flashing lights. So I don't think the experience matters too much.
Yeah, I don't think you would really have any idea either way.
Right.
I mean, do they still do Ghost Galaxy? I feel like they don't do that anymore.
I was just reading about that. I don't recall ever seeing it, but we've, I think, only been there once at Halloween time. So
the first time I went, they did it, but I feel like the last time I went, they did not. So I'm not sure if that's still a thing. For people who don't know, Ghost Galaxy was basically just an overlay during the Halloween season where they would kind of project ghostly looking galaxies onto the ceiling and stuff. And I think maybe the soundtrack was different, but the ride wasn't any different. I guess the ride's not any different with Monsters After Dark either, but it's still the vastly superior experience on Guardians. Okay, so in Florida, the original concept was, like I said, they called it a descendant of the first Disney Mountain attraction, the Matterhorn. In 1964, Walt approached John Hench with his idea for a new attraction that would be the focal point of a renovated Tomorrowland. Kind of like Rob was saying, every land has its own little centerpiece. This would be the Tomorrowland. I also love that it's a renovated Tomorrowland in 1967.
Yeah.
Didn't really nail what tomorrow was going to be.
Well, I mean, they kind of nailed it with Autotopia sitting in traffic. So, genius.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you guys like Autopia?
I hate it. Our kids like it, but they don't ever have to actually drive anywhere.
I was going to say, they don't know how to drive. So.
I'm like, this is just a California simulator. It's hot. It smells like exhaust and you don't go anywhere. So.
I will say it is fun with little kids driving because they get very excited about it. It's not fun for adults, but it is fun for kids.
It's one of those rides that Tony always wants to go on, and I'm just like, why?
You're an adult. You can just drive.
Yeah, we could just go drive around for a while.
Right.
And
Also, it's supposed to have been converted to electric like 10 years ago, and it still hasn't.
Yeah. If they got rid of the launch pad or whatever that is called in Autopia, that would free up a ton of space for like
Tron.
Tron. There you go.
Have you been on Tron?
No. This one over here is going to Disney World in 2 weeks. So she's might go on it. So.
Yeah.
You might not like it, Rob.
Does it go upside down?
No, but it's not really for tall people.
Oh. No, I probably won't like it then.
Don't tell him that. You gotta.
I mean, I could.
at least once.
I'll go on it at least once.
Oh, you got to go on at least once.
Yeah.
I could send you my picture, and you could see how miserable I look.
You're like 3 or 4 inches taller than me, though. So, does it have Daft Punk playing at least?
Probably. I don't remember. I didn't pay that much attention because I was folded in half.
You're trying to make sure your spleen made it out alive.
Because it's like, it's like the motorcycle thing.
Yeah, so you're
but it like pins you down. There's a thing that goes over your back that pins you down.
Oh, that does sound very uncomfortable.
And so you're literally like folded in half and then have to put your head up. So yeah, wasn't great for me. Okay, but Space Mountain, originally called Space Port, which is a terrible name.
Yes, it is.
Would you like to visit the spaceport? We can go to the customs office.
You want to go ride Spaceport and go to the space stage?
Pay some taxes.
But it was thankfully renamed in June of 1966. As we said, sponsored by RCA for only $10 million. Can you look up what is $10 million in 69 money in 2025 money?
65.
Close enough.
$102 million.
Okay. That's not
$103 million.
That's not nothing.
No, that's not nothing.
Okay, so maybe I was going to say $10 million seemed really cheap, but I guess it's basically $100 million today. That's reasonable. The interior of the structure, the queue area, the tracks, and the post-show each went through a large number of various design changes before the current layout was selected. Originally, the mountain was to be positioned in the southern portion of Tomorrowland, which would be where Disneyland would install their version. Instead, it was placed outside the berm, like we said, due east of California Castle, with a tunnel called the Star Corridor under the Walt Disney Railroad tracks for people to reach it. Did not know that. While Carousel of Progress opened in the originally planned location. This is contrary to the Disneyland counterpart, where people directly enter through the side of the building. And yeah, that Disneyland queue is long and boring.
Yeah, that's one thing I do appreciate as Disney has built more attractions is like it never feels like you're just standing in line. There's always something to look at, or they've done a bunch to the line, a bunch of decorations or whatever. So
yeah, and they also have been doing more and more of that thing where you think you're getting on the ride, but it's actually just more queue.
Yep.
But it makes you feel like you're getting close.
It makes you feel like you accomplished something.
That you're not just waiting in line forever, even though it's still the same amount of time, but you're moving and you're doing something else and you're going into this area and then you're doing this. They've gotten much better at that.
Yeah, the best example is Runaway Railway, where you go into a theater and stop and watch a cartoon, and then when the wall blows out and you're like, all right, let's get on the ride, and you walk through a door and you go, there's more line! Yeah, at least the Disneyland version is themed for like the last room before you get on the ride.
Right, but it's still just like the theme is space.
Yeah, it's like generic space junk. But before that, you have to like go through a building and then go down a long white hallway and then go outside and then go up on the roof of the space lounge or whatever the hell it was called. And then you have to go back inside.
It's actually kind of genius how much line they fit in, like, not that much space.
That's true. Yeah, there's a lot of cutbacks and a lot of, like I said, you go outside, you come back inside, you go past a gift shop in the queue.
Yeah, smart.
Usually you exit through the gift shop. This time you enter past a gift shop.
I do like in that line, though, that it's mostly shaded. So if you're there in the summertime, which I would never voluntarily go in the summertime unless I had to, but when I was a kid, I went in summertime. And I will say that line, having it be shaded, is way nicer than standing in the hot sun the whole time.
Except when you're on the roof, though. When you're on the roof, the part of it is shaded, but there's a lot of it that's just open. And yeah, I always know how bad the line is going to be by where I meet up with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because like if the line's already coming back to the entrance, don't even bother.
Yeah, you're at like 2 hours at that point.
Yeah.
Which it's a great ride, but it's not a stand in line for 2 hours ride.
When we went in March, we did single rider.
Yeah.
I think I usually do lightning lane on that. But yeah, if you can get like past the roof without running into the line,
right?
That's a good wait. I don't recall the Florida queue really.
Yeah, we haven't been in a while, so I don't really remember.
Yeah, and I think when we went with the girls, we only went on it one time, so I don't hardly remember it either.
Yeah.
Okay, glad we're on top of things.
Yeah. We've done our research.
I don't hardly remember it at all. I just remember Lily crying a lot. So I think she went on that one too, even though she didn't want to. But then she went anyways, and she cried.
So, Hong Kong, tell me how that one is the same and how it is different.
It's double car.
Okay, so it's like Disneyland.
Like Disneyland. It's not as tight of turns. So you know how like Disneyland's is like you're just constantly spinning because the turns are so tight.
Yes.
It's not. It's in a bigger area than that. It feels more like a dark, just like plain roller coaster that just kind of it's not as jerky. It feels a lot smoother, I feel like, than either Disney World or Disneyland because it's newer. So when they built it, they built it and they had more room. So it's not as abrupt, I guess. It feels more like you're just on like a regular roller coaster in the dark.
I mean, it sounds a lot like Avengers Assemble in Disneyland Paris. Because Disneyland Paris' Space Mountain is completely different than any other Space Mountain. It's very Orwellian. Like it looks very kind of steampunky.
Like Jules Verne?
Yes, thank you. That's who I was, not Orwell. Yeah, and so it's a different aesthetic, and which makes it really weird that they rethemed it to full-time Hyperspace Mountain. And it's like, no, you can't be Star Wars and steampunk.
Right, you got to choose one.
France and said, no, we can do whatever we want. We're Paris.
We're Disney. We own everything. What are you going to do?
Fair.
Yeah, the weirdest part is that like there isn't really any Star Wars theming. It's like it's called Hyperspace Mountain, and there's like banners of like the different houses or whatever, like the different fleets, I guess. But like other than that, and the videos are all like have Star Wars characters or talking about Star Wars ships and things like that. But the ride itself and really the queue and everything is not anything Star Wars based. It's really just kind of steampunk with a Star Wars coat of paint on it.
Super weird.
And the other big difference with the one in Paris is that it is the only one that is a launch coaster.
Okay.
And so what's cool is if you look at it from the outside, it looks like every other Space Mountain, except it's all like blue and gold.
Okay.
And again, very kind of steampunky. But you can see this like cannon on the side. And that's what you get launched out of.
Nice.
Also, theirs goes upside down.
Yeah, I was saying it says that they have 3 inversions in it. So
Yeah, I think there's...
it says a sidewinder, whatever that is. Probably you just go sideways. A corkscrew and a horseshoe. So it sounds more like an actual roller coaster.
Okay, so there's not like a vertical loop.
No, but I mean, corkscrew is essentially the same thing. You're just, moving forward at the same time. So,
Right, but it's not like a loop to loop.
no, it's not.
Which
like
that would take up a lot of space.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah, when we went on it, I did not realize it went upside down.
Oh,
I don't love going upside down, but honestly, in the dark, it's like it goes so fast, and you don't see it coming. That you're just like, wait, did we just go upside down? I didn't imagine that, right?
it's like being in space. There's no down, man.
Yeah.
So weird. Rob never goes upside down.
If I can help it.
Not even a credit coaster?
Oh, he will
I've
not.
never done it, and probably never will.
Never gone on it. We were like 9 people, and he stood on the edge. And Margot, who's 6, said, "Mr. Rob, you're not coming?" And he said, "No, I don't go upside down." She goes, "I go upside down." Yeah. And then she walked and got on the roller coaster.
That's true. That happened.
Buddy, I love Incredicoaster.
Me too.
Maybe someday.
That'll be the day.
Maybe someday.
I've gone to Disneyland a lot of times with him, and he's never gone on it.
I feel like if you haven't by now, you probably aren't gonna.
I'm just stringing her along for the last 20 years.
He's actually been secretly going on it when you're not looking.
Yeah.
That would be the meanest thing ever. Be like cheating on me in my house of worship.
So the Disneyland version, like we said, opened up in 1977. It apparently invigorated Tomorrowland. It was Disney's second roller coaster and cost $20 million to build. Or no, I guess this is all of Tomorrowland cost $20 million.
That's like $200 million today.
Yeah. I'm curious what the Starcade is now.
Let me check it out for you.
It has a link, but it just takes you to the Tomorrowland page. Which one is the one that they just tore down? That's one of the Japan ones, right? Tokyo?
Maybe.
I think that's Tokyo.
That's one I haven't.
Is there one in? Oh no, maybe it's Shanghai. I think it's no. Shanghai is the only one that does not have one.
Because Shanghai isn't technically a Disney park, a pseudo park.
That's true. Yeah, it just pays for licensing.
It pays for licensing, but it's not actually part of the Disney. Although I feel like if you're going to do Tokyo and Hong Kong, you might as well also go to Shanghai. I feel like.
Sure, yeah. FedEx assumed sponsorship on the Disneyland version from 1994 to 2004.
What? FedEx famously sending things to space.
Yeah, that's an interesting partnership. And so then, is it not sponsored now?
I don't know. I don't think so. Because it was Hyperspace Mountain for a while when they first got the licensing for Star Wars, and they were like, "Oh, we're going to make everything in Tomorrowland's like space or Star Wars." And then they built Galaxy's Edge, so they're like, we're switching it because it doesn't make sense that we have Galaxy's Edge on one side of the park and all of this Star Wars stuff on the other side.
But they still have Star Tours there.
I know.
Yep.
They still have Star Tours there.
And Star Tours sucks. I said it.
Yeah, I agree. That one makes me sick like none other.
Yes. I think it's because you put the 3D glasses over your glasses?
Yeah, because otherwise I can't see.
Exactly. And I think that's what messes with your equilibrium.
The extra layer makes it like 4D or something.
I don't think that's how that works.
It is.
Hey, don't talk to him about dimensions.
I mean, I'm no scientist, so.
Is that a rabbit taking a test?
So yeah, they made it Hyperspace Mountain for, I think they'd still do it for like May the 4th, right?
Yes, they do.
But it's not year round.
Yeah, no, they switch it over for their like
what they call it, celebration, Star Wars Celebration or whatever.
Yeah, they think they call it like Awakening of the Force or something like that, which is with that time of year. And but then they only do it for that time. They don't have it all the time.
Hong Kong Disney is full time hyperspace.
So it's Paris.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this says in Hong Kong Disney, the ride storyline is identical to the Disneyland Paris version. And I'm still over here going, there's a storyline? Like, I get that it's themed, but...
Well, yeah, you got to watch the videos that are all in the queue. That's apparently where all the story comes from. Gotcha. I don't really know what it is, because usually it's moving, the line's moving, and I'm not really paying attention.
Right, you're just focused on, like, getting to the front of the line as quick as possible. So.
Yeah, so I don't really know, are we on a space mission? Are we delivering things for FedEx?
I'm hoping that they're delivering space packages.
Like Futurama?
Yeah. Space packages.
Futurama was FX, right?
Maybe.
I think
so. That sounds right.
So Disney owns it.
Well, there you go.
So they could easily just make it into a... what was the name of the company in Futurama? Oh, people are yelling at me in their homes. This I didn't realize. From July 5th or July 25th to September 21st of this year, the attraction building showed a projection show themed to the Fantastic Four to, promote the new Fantastic Four First Steps movie.
And that really fits with Tomorrowland, because Tomorrowland feels like retro futurism, which is what that movie entirely was. So
yeah.
That makes sense.
I have always liked the Fantastic Four, but there's never been a good movie adaptation.
Have you seen the new one?
No, is it out already? I didn't think it was out yet.
It was in the theaters. It's not on streaming or anything yet. But
okay.
I enjoyed it. I thought they did a good job of setting it in the 60s, but feeling like futuristic. So, yeah, I think they did a good job.
I like the casting. I know a lot of people didn't think Pedro Pascal was a good choice, but
I mean,
I like him in most things, so
which is perfect for that role. So,
I liked it. The girls liked it. Yeah. It was fun.
I'm sure I'll watch it once it's on Disney Plus. Also, the Disneyland version did not have a single rider line until 2017.
That is crazy.
Really?
Or maybe it got a new entrance. Maybe that's what it was. It just says Space Mountain received a new single rider entrance. So maybe they had a single rider, but they built a separate entrance for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so remember, it's been a minute since I've been there, but I feel like the single rider line is entrance is nowhere near the main entrance.
No, that you wait in the line. So for single rider, you wait in a line outside
the gift shop exit.
The gift shop exit. And then
they
take you in the back.
Yeah.
They take you in the back way
you walk right into the launch area.
Yeah, and that's the same way. Actually, several years ago, we were there, and these people were on Small World with us, and they had the DAS pass for disability, and they had 2 extra tickets for Space Mountain because one of the kids didn't want to go, and the mom couldn't leave the other kid. So she was like, hey, do you guys want to go? So me and Stella went with these 2 random kids and used their disability pass because they had 2 extras. And that was the only time I've ever used it because I've never had a disability pass before. But they take you in the same way they do the single riders. You go in the back way, you check in with somebody, and then they take you back. And that's the same way they do the disability passes for Space Mountain.
Now, is that pre or post 2017?
Way post.
It was post. Yeah. It was in 2022. Yeah, 2022.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm curious what it was like before this new entrance.
Yeah. I don't think, because I feel like the time that we went with the girls and they were too little.
We didn't even
go on Space Mountain because Rob doesn't love it. And then that would just be
got better. So I don't like it because the first time I went on it was, 20 something years ago probably, and it felt dangerous. Like so most roller coasters, I don't mind them if they're smooth, but this one like moved side to side in the tracks, and that just made me real uneasy. But since they've refurbished it, it's definitely smoother, and I don't feel like the car is just going to come flying off the track at any given point. So,
Yeah, that's fair. I also feel like it got faster.
so I think we talked about this when we talked about Tiana's Adventure, right? How we felt like it was faster. I think they're speeding up the rides to get more people through.
Oh, that could be. But I mean, that
Like,
could also be why it feels smoother.
very true. Because if you think about it, if the ride is even 10 seconds faster, how many hundred more people can they get through that ride in one day?
Well, yeah.
Because you're looking at economies of scale at that point. So,
Yes, economies of scale.
yes.
Using terms over here. Inside knowledge.
I work for a large wholesale company, so we have to think about these things.
But you can't guess which one.
Hey!
Oh, yeah, so we were talking about Hyperspace Mountain,
Yes.
which they apparently refer to the vehicles as reconnaissance vessels when it's Hyperspace Mountain. The setting is the planet Jakku from The Force Awakens, and there is a pre-flight safety video featuring Admiral Akbar. I knew one of those things.
Was it the pre-flight safety video?
It was,
Yeah, that sounds right.
because it's the only thing I could see.
Yeah.
Let's see, what was the next one that opened? I guess it was Tokyo, which is now closed.
It's closed.
Why is it closed?
I don't know, but I'm not. That means that I can't go on all five.
Completely rebuilt because they're completely redeveloped.
Oh, this is that one. Yes. Okay. Yeah. They completely tore it down and are building a brand new one. And the brand new one looks boss.
Yeah.
It looks very sleek. It actually looks very futuristic. I mean, it looks like someone took Space Mountain and made it look futuristic as opposed to, like you said, vintage futuristic or whatever.
Right.
It's like silver and very sleek. And I don't know what the ride itself, how different it's going to be, but the outside is very cool.
Does it have a date for it to
2027?
2027? Okay. Well, that will be right in line for when we go to Tokyo Disney.
You guys are going to Tokyo Disney? You have plans already?
This is the first I've heard of
We
this.
don't have an official plan, but once we hit Paris, and that Lily will be 14. So if we go to Tokyo and she's 16, that means that we'll do Tokyo and Hong Kong in the same trip. And that means that she'll have gone to all the Disney parks before she's 18.
Impressive.
And that's the goal.
Why is that the goal?
Because it's my goal. I want to go to all of them. And so
This goal is being forced upon me.
you're going to live my dream, okay? I don't care if you like it or not.
You're living vicariously.
You
through
live
me.
my dream.
Okay, so yeah, Tokyo was the next one to be built in 1983, which it says was 42 years ago, but that doesn't sound right because I was born in 1983 and I can't possibly be 42 years old.
No, we're like maybe 25.
I mean, look at us.
Right.
There's definitely no gray in these beards.
Rob's not completely bald and gray beard.
Hush.
Speaking of which, ironically enough, it closed on July 31st, 2024, which is my birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Yeah, it closed 14 months ago and is still in progress.
I feel like when it does open, it's going to be pretty bonkers.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Like, just the pictures I've seen of Tokyo make it look like crazy futuristic, and then you put that into a ride, it's going to be real good.
Yeah, like I said, I'm very curious how different the ride itself is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this is going to be its third version. The original version was built as a replica of the California version, except it didn't have the space stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the second version renovated in 2007, included new sci-fi elements like a spaceship docking area, new effects built on top of the original effects, including a hyperspeed tunnel at the end of the attraction when guests get to the loading area, which is kind of like California.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In 2022, it was announced that the 2007 version of the attraction would close. Let's see, being the third renovation, including a wider overhaul of the park's Tomorrowland area, which there has been talks of renovating California's Tomorrowland for, I don't know, 20 years. And it does desperately need it.
I think that they're gun shy about closing, 1/5 of their park for 3 years or however long it takes to renovate,
I mean, as they probably should be.
Right. But it also kind of needs to be done. So.
Yeah, I mean, they could do it in stages. They don't have to close all of Tomorrowland.
No, but while they're at it, they could get rid of the Finding Nemo ride. That would be cool.
Oh, man. I don't know if I've said this on the show before, but my opinion of Finding Nemo's submarine voyage or whatever it's called is that they scientifically decided how long it takes for someone to have a mental breakdown in a vessel of that size and said, okay, make it 30 seconds shorter.
So true. Yeah, so like that entire corner of the park, like the launch pad, Autopia, Finding Nemo, get rid of them all and put something good there. That's what I'm saying.
I guess they're going to build a new Tomorrowland Plaza on the site of the original Space Mountain, whatever that means. Here's an idea. Build another ride. Okay, we already talked about Paris, but I will say that it opened in 1995, was renovated in 2017 to become Hyperspace Mountain, and then just this year was renovated again to become De la Terre à la Lune.
From the Earth to the Moon.
Very good, Rob.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm even impressed by that.
Did you know that, or did you read that?
No, I knew that. It's Jules Verne, right?
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
So is it not Hyperspace Mountain anymore? Did they change it back to just be in steampunk?
Hope so. I would love a steampunk Space Mountain. That sounds fun.
The Paris one's great. Yeah, it's all steampunky, and it's the only one that's a launch coaster.
Yeah, I'm in for it. I'm excited.
I enjoy it. So I guess here you go, Rob. Here's the story for the Paris version, anyways.
Okay, which I'm sure is the same as the other one.
After entering the dome, guests are ushered into a long black corridor with pictures of X-Wings, TIE fighters, and other spaceships. A video can be seen of a woman telling space travelers all about the safety restrictions before embarking on their mission. They then proceed into the hall of the Baltimore Gun Club. What? Where
What is that?
that came out of nowhere. Where blueprints of.
They're like, yeah, Americans like guns.
Yeah. What's an American city? Baltimore. All right.
That's so funny.
Where blueprints of the mission's propulsion device are shown. The device depicted is the Columbiad, a fictional cannon designed to launch spacecraft into hyperspace at lightning speed. Guests then enter the loading station where they board blue Victorian-style rocket trains designed by Vekoma and prepared to be catapulted deep into space. The trains move into a tunnel as the iconic Star Wars theme music plays before entering the cannon. The score for the attraction uses a medley of John Williams' Star Wars score and is recorded at Abbey Road Studios, yada, yada, yada. After a brief lecture from Admiral Akbar, a command to launch is given and the Columbiad fires, propelling the trains forward, accelerating to 44 miles per hour and launching into hyperspace from Earth. Upon arrival at Jakku, a group of TIEs quickly ambushes the train as it bobs and weaves its way through the dogfight as laser fire is volleyed between spaceships. With the TIEs destroyed, the Blue Squadron fires at a nearby Star Destroyer, striking a critical blow to its bridge. Another jump into hyperspace is made, sending the trains back into the station.
I don't understand the train part. Like, they couldn't just make it be a spaceship?
So I've been on this, and I don't recall any of that.
I was about to say, I wonder if you could actually, like, get that from it, or if that's just, like, very, like, ethereal type.
I vaguely remember like noises like pew pew pew, but That's about all I remember as far as a fight.
You're so focused on like holding on and like keeping your head straight that you're not really paying attention. At least I'm not.
Yeah, you don't really like look around. This isn't a look around ride.
Right.
Because usually there's nothing to see. It's just stars.
Right. Flashes of light and really loud noises.
Yeah. Like I said, I remember Star Wars pew pew noises in my ear, but that's about as far as I remember of any kind of dogfight with a spaceship.
Right.
Yeah, it does appear to still be Hyperspace Mountain. I don't know what La Terre de la Space. I don't know what that means in relation to the ride. I don't know what changes was made because it doesn't say it on here.
Yeah. Probably not much besides just throwing, cosmetics on it. So
probably. Some quick facts here, because apparently there are people who enjoy this kind of stuff. The Disneyland Park version has a 40-inch minimum height to ride, 12 riders per train, hourly capacity of 2,000, top height of 100 feet, and top speed of 32 miles per hour with a length of 3,459 feet. Hong Kong Disneyland has a 102 centimeter minimum height, which what is that? Anybody know the metric system? 12 riders per train, 30.5 meters in height, and 1,150 meters in length with 0 inversions. The Magic Kingdom version has a minimum height of 44 inches, 4 inches taller than Disneyland. That's interesting.
102 inches is 40, or 102 centimeters is 40 inches.
Okay, so same as Disneyland. So apparently the 2 tracks in Disney World are called Alpha and Omega. And
I'm going to stay on the Alpha one.
Because you're an alpha male.
Yeah. No, because Omega's the end. I don't want to die on it.
I mean, they both have a height of 90 feet. They both have a 26-foot drop. They both have a top speed of only 27 miles per hour. So this is the slowest one. The only difference is Omega is...
Are they mirror images of each other? Or are they different?
Well, the only difference is Omega is 10 feet longer. It has a length of 3,196 feet, where Alpha is 386.
That's probably because where they split, like either coming into this to the loading part or like leaving, is like slightly longer to get onto the main track. It's probably where that 10 feet comes from.
I bet you're right.
Like it goes straight out of Alpha side, and then Omega has to like go forward and like diagonally to connect or something. Because otherwise that's really arbitrary, just like 10 random feet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. What's 1.2 meters?
Basically 4 feet. 3 feet, 11 inches.
Okay, so that's actually the high. This is Paris. That is the highest height requirement, which I guess makes sense because it goes upside down.
Yeah. So they must have. Did they have the restraints that go over your body?
Yes, they do. They do.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense because if you're not tall enough, you just kind of bounce around in there.
Yeah,
which seems dangerous.
I'm always between clicks. Are you between clicks?
Yes, and it's super annoying. Like they're like, push it down one more. I'm like, then I'm literally just going to hold my breath for this whole ride.
Yeah, then you're like, click. My shoulders. That was my brother's big complaint on Incredicoaster. Is he was like, I feel like my shoulder was getting dislocated because that thing was so tight against my chest.
Is your brother like 6'8" or something?
He's 6'7". Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's enormous.
Miriam has a friend who's 6'10", and they went to Disneyland in college and like tried to fit on the Matterhorn, and it barely worked.
Oh my god! Yeah, my brother did not do well with the Matterhorn. Although he actually said Space Mountain was worse than the Matterhorn as far as legroom.
Yeah, the Matterhorn you can kind of put your legs out like straight in front of you and stretch them out a little, but
this was 2002, maybe 2003. So this was before they switched the Matterhorn from just like the free for all of the boat. Now, because now they actually have seats.
It's a sled, not
or sleds. Now they actually have a seat. but it used to just be an area, and we were supposed to both be in there. And we got to the front, and they looked at us like, "How is this going to happen? This is too much people for not enough spot."
See, if you're tall, you got to sit in the back because then you can put your legs around the person in front of you.
Yeah, it's awkward because in order to go down the Matterhorn, you got to go up.
Yep.
Awkward spot to be if you're the one in the middle.
You gotta be real friendly.
With somebody who's taking up way too much space.
Yeah, I think the problem that my brother had with Space Mountain is it's not like a bar that goes across both people. It's just like a U-shaped bar that goes across you. And so I think he like had to pinch his knees together in order to get that bar around his legs.
So then he was really, really tight in there.
Yeah. And he just kind of jammed in. Because he tried to put it like between his legs, and the lady was like, no.
She's like, that's not going to work.
Even if it does, that's not going to end well for you. Okay. And then, there's no details on the Tokyo Disneyland because it hasn't opened yet.
I want them to use like the same technology they use on their bullet trains, like maglev, and like accelerate you super fast.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. I'm like, do something different. Like everybody's seen a roller coaster that's on a track. Like be crazy futuristic.
Apparently you're not supposed to call Space Mountain a roller coaster. It is a thrill ride.
Okay.
According to the Imagineers. I don't know why.
All I'm saying is if it didn't have that cone over top of it, it would be a roller coaster.
It would. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
It's funny to watch like the lights on videos and see what the track looks like. And you're just like, that's not at all what I thought that did.
Seems much scarier.
It just looks like a big corkscrew almost. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
because the ride itself, you basically climb and climb and climb and go up to the very top, and then you just come down in various corkscrews and turns and
right.
Everything. So,
yeah, I'm curious if Tokyo is going to do something different because apparently what the big complaint with Paris and the reason why Paris is so different is that people were like, we don't want just a carbon copy of an American ride. We want something that feels distinctly French.
That makes sense.
So, the Baltimore Gun Club.
So Baltimore Gun Club, and steampunk and Baltimore Gun Club.
I mean, it's as French as it gets, right?
Apparently.
I mean, they could make it like Space Mount Fiji.
That'd be kind of cool.
Not Fuji. Fuji. Yeah.
That could be cool. Yeah, or like you said, like a bullet train kind of thing. I mean, I have no idea what Japan's space program is like. Maybe they know technology.
Yeah. Yeah. If they don't have anything else, they got technology. So.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Any parting words on Space Mountain?
Yeah, I want to talk about the fact that they made a Space Mountain comic book.
Well, yeah, there was supposed to be a Space Mountain movie too, but I think that got scrapped.
Yeah, it was Max Landis, the guy who wrote World War Z.
Yeah.
John Landis's kid.
No, not World War Z. That's Max Brooks.
Oh, that's Max Brooks.
Mel Brooks' son. Max Landis did Wrestling Isn't Wrestling.
Everybody names their kid Max.
And then he became a pervert. Or he probably always was a pervert, but then he got outed as a pervert.
Correct, yeah. It was more of the mask came off. And it wasn't just Sting underneath the mask. It was
yeah, it was Max Landis.
Right. Yeah, like, did you read the plot of the movie that he wrote?
No, I did not.
It's like, so I'll just read it verbatim. One key plot point of the film involved the idea of people getting sent into hyperspace and upon return, realizing their souls had gone missing from them and they would eventually transform into terrifying monsters. I'm like, who saw Space Mountain and was like, let's make a horror movie. Let's make Event Horizon, but Disney.
I mean, that sounds fucking sweet.
It does sound pretty good.
You're like, two things that I like. Put your hands together.
But it sounds like they are still working on one, like Disney's trying to pull something together. So
okay, yeah, I see in April of 2024, Josh Applebaum and Andre Nemec were tapped to write a script. I think they had a couple different ride movies kind of being planned, and then Haunted Mansion tanked. And so I don't know if they're still planning on doing any of those.
Right. And the latest Haunted Mansion wasn't bad.
I liked it.
a movie based on a
I
ride.
also like it.
I thought it did a good job of incorporating the ride without being
Right.
super cheesy.
The Jungle Book or the Jungle Cruise movie is like Lily's favorite movie.
I love that movie.
You mean Pirates of the Caribbean 5, the Jungle Cruise?
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, and then I guess in 2013 they made a comic book about Space Mountain, and it's like a research station orbiting a black hole using its power to travel through time.
Does a Meg show up?
And then during the course of the time travel adventure, Space Mountain takes on the form of its Parisian version in a darker timeline. So apparently Paris is part of a dark timeline.
Paris is the evil timeline.
Yep.
Are we surprised?
So,
Also, Space Mountain is in Lightyear. That's a thing.
yeah. I think I saw that movie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw
I
it.
think I saw it. I don't remember it well though.
Yeah, there's like a space station or something that is clearly Space Mountain. I remember there was actually rumors that they might do a Lightyear re-theme, but once again, Lightyear tanked.
Yeah, but I feel like Toy Story is a big enough IP that they could get away with it.
Probably. But, I mean, you've got Pixar Pier over there with all the Toy Story stuff already. So
Right.
Except for the Buzz Lightyear ride.
Except for the Astro Blasters. Tomorrowland, it just feels like it's like, this was the first ride we did with every IP. We're just going to kind of throw them over here, and then later on we'll build a land.
yeah. Another reason why it needs to be renovated.
Yeah, 100%.
If you were to retheme Space Mountain to an existing IP, what would it be?
Disney
You
IP?
can't say Star Wars.
Interesting. I'm not sure.
What would be a spacey option? You've got
How about Avatar?
How about not?
I'm not saying it's a great idea, but you can make it so that it looks like you're flying on one of those butterfly, dragonfly, dragon monster things, and that's why you're looping around.
Yeah.
I mean,
How about
at the end-
Lilo and Stitch?
that would be great.
like the story could be that Stitch is trying to go back to his planet, but then he plummets back to Earth.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
You could have Stitch making noises in the speakers and the seats and stuff.
People love Stitch. Like,
Well, you want to... Paris loves Stitch. Every single gift shop is nothing but Stitch.
Crazy.
Lily thinks it should be Space Jams.
Space Jam?
I mean, if that was a Disney property, sure.
Come on and slam, and welcome to Hyperspace Mountain.
I mean, Moron Mountain. It's right there.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And you got Danny DeVito's character, Thwackhammer. I know too much about Space Jam.
Much too much about Space Jam.
Okay. Any final thoughts beyond that?
Those are all my thoughts.
No.
All
Excited
right.
to go to Paris. That'll be fun. So
You're going to write it?
we'll see. They'll have fun. I'll look at it from the outside at least. So
Like
Me and
you can watch them blast off, which is pretty cool.
let's say I might do that thing like people do when they have newborns, where you get to the front of the line and they like let one parent go and then they let the other parent go later. But
Yeah.
I'll just hold the backpack or something.
So he can stand in line with us and
Yep.
then not go on the ride. That
Yeah.
seems right.
Yeah. That tracks.
We
Yep.
have some time there, so maybe he'll decide he'll want to go. We'll see.
Do it, Rob.
Okay. Peer pressure.
Peer pressure 4 months before we leave,
You got to start early.
for sure.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for doing this once again.
Of course.
You're two of my favorite guests.
Well, thank you.
You're our
And
favorite.
I definitely don't say that to everybody.
Well, thank you.
I think that you do. Just put your pretty little head.
And I'm thinking at some point in the future, there's probably going to be a solo Miriam guest discussing wild waves,
Okay.
her favorite place on earth.
I get some deep cuts on Wild Waves.
I'm going to have to go next summer so I can remember it, because I don't think I've been since I was like 15. So
You can come with us. We have season passes.
They have season passes.
okay.
Me and the girls.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
I really like it a lot.
All right. Well, let me know down in the comments or on social media if you could retheme Space Mountain to any existing property. What would you choose? I want to know. So until next time, thank you for listening. I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Your attention, please. This episode of Wild Mouse has concluded. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast player, and follow us on social media at Wild Mouse Podcast. Don't forget to visit the gift shop at wildmousepodcast.com. For exclusive bonus content, become a premium pass holder at patreon.com/wildmousepodcast. We hope you enjoyed your time, and will visit us again soon. Thank you, and good night.